the Democrats began laying out their case for why President Trump should be held responsible for inciting the Capitol riots of January 6th. And between Trump's many speeches, interviews, and tweets, the prosecutors had a mountain of evidence at their disposal. It's basically a slam dunk case. I mean, this would be like having a murder suspect who left his DNA at the scene, dropped a bloody glove, and fled the scene in a Ford Bronco. There would be no way you couldn't convict that guy. It would be a... Wait, that happened? Now, in addition to the evidence against Trump, prosecutors showed harrowing, never-before-seen footage of the attack on the Capitol and the violence inflicted on Capitol Police. So, we all expected the Democrats to present a competent, compelling case, but what nobody expected was that Trump's lawyers would be so terrible. They never addressed key issues. They went off on meandering tangents. One guy cried while reading a poem. It was going so badly for the Republicans, I thought Ted Cruz was going to start another insurrection just to change the subject. In fact, when Trump's lawyers were done, some of the harshest criticism came from Republican senators on their own team.
Senator Lindsey Graham, one of Trump's biggest allies, saying, I thought I would figure out where he was going, but in the end, I don't know where he was going. Senator Susan Collins said, I was perplexed by that first lawyer who seemed to not make any arguments at all.
The first lawyer just rambled on and on and on and didn't really address the constitutional argument.
President Trump's team were disorganized. They did everything they could but to talk about the question at hand. And when they talked about it, they kind of glided over it, almost as if they were embarrassed of their arguments. Now, if I'm an impartial juror, and one side's doing a great job, and the other side's doing a terrible job on the issue at hand, as an impartial juror, I'm going to vote for the side that did the good job.
Why did you think the Trump defense team did a terrible job?
Did you listen to it?
I did.
Okay, then it speaks for itself.
God damn. Bill Hader's dad is pissed. And I would be too. Trump's lawyers were so bad, they forced him to be impartial. Nobody should be forced to have an open mind. Seriously though, do you know how bad a job those lawyers had to do that even Lindsey Graham turned on them? He wants to be on their side. That's like drawing something so bad that your kindergarten teacher roasts you for it. Okay, Billy, you know I want to like this, but this is dog shit, my man. This doesn't look like a flower at all. In fact, I gotta show this to the other kids. Kids, everybody come together. Yo, look at this bitch-ass flower that Billy drew. Oh my God, Billy, you're so dumb. Now, of course, nobody was more upset by Trump's shitty lawyers than the man who was never gonna pay them anyway, Donald J. Trump.
Sources familiar with Mr. Trump's reaction told CBS News he was angry with his lawyer's lackluster performance, which at times rambled on.
At one point, nearly yelling at his television while Bruce Castor was making his case.
That's right. Trump was reportedly yelling at the TV while watching his shitty lawyers make their opening arguments. Although, to be fair, Trump also yells at the TV during commercials. Good luck with your boner, Mr. Viagra. We're all rooting for you. Those 4 hours are going to be so much fun. But still, this is bad news for Trump's lawyers. Because Trump is a dude who'll spend 4 hours at a rally ranking his favorite department store. If he thinks you're rambling, then you know you f***ed up. Luckily for these lawyers, we all know, and they know, that no matter how bad their defense is, they're still going to win this trial. Which on the one hand makes a mockery of the entire idea of accountability, but on the other hand, it's going to make for a very inspiring movie.
To defend his impeachment, President Trump needed the best legal team in the country. Instead, he got these guys.
My name is Bruce Castor. I am the lead counsel for the 45th President of the United States.
They were two hopeless lawyers who didn't prepare, barely tried, and may not even have law degrees.
The president who's nearly yelling at his TV while he was watching the proceedings.
I worked in this building 40 years ago. I got lost then, and I still do.
But they're about to find out that what matters isn't the strength of your case. It's having a defendant whose party won't convict him no matter what.
I'm ready to move on. I'm ready to end the impeachment trial because I think it's blatantly unconstitutional.
It's simply beyond the constitutional authority of the Senate.
President Trump is going to be acquitted.
It's the impeachment trial critics are calling a sad moment for democracy and the founders' worst nightmare, underdog lawyers. A story of triumph against no odds.
Words are what make our Constitution, frankly.
They sure do.